Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, top independent agent in the country. I'm so glad you're here. The topic is a great one. Why people hate Stan the Annuity Man. Man, I hate that guy. That guy's yelling all the time. He is so intense. He's just in it. It's contractual guarantees and buy will do, not might do, and all that stuff. Here's the bottom line, and we're going to talk about this at length. But at the end of the day, the reason that I'm so intense is I want to make sure that you make a good decision, an informed decision, and factual decision if you're considering annuities. So with that being said, let's listen to a little bit of music and then let's get down to the real facts of why people hate Stan the Annuity Man. All right, first thing first, let's talk about just who I am, how I grew up, because I'm a normal dude. I'm a normal guy. I've been doing the financial services business since I got out of college. But I grew up in North Carolina. Both of my parents were college basketball coaches, which is really kind of a weird thing to grow up with because there's no soft landing spot when your mom's telling you didn't play good. But I put myself through college playing basketball. I was one of those guys that could really shoot a basketball because that's what my dad made me do all my life. So, by the way, spoiler alert, a life skill and something that doesn't look good on a resume is the fact that you're the leading free throw shooter at the school you played for. I shot 92% from the free throw line. For people that play basketball, they're like, wow, that's a lot. Well, if your parents are college basketball coaches, that's what happens. Now, from there, I went into the financial services business. I was with Dean Witter, Morgan Stanley, Payne Weber, UBS. So I've done that for a long, long time. No one decides to become Stan the Annuity Man. It was just kind of a twist of fate on how that happened. What I want to let you know is I'm a real dude. I've been married for over 30 years. My lovely wife, Christina. I have two grown daughters at the time of this taping, 24 and 22. So I'm just a normal guy. But when I flipped that switch to become Stan the Annuity Man, all right, then that's when it's game on. I grew up in a competitive world. My parents also made me play competitive tennis when I was a youngster, and I was ranked pretty high for a while. And then my dad says, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to do basketball. And literally took my rackets and sawed them in half so I could never use them again. Back then, you were using wood. That's kind of the structure and the rigidness that I grew up in. Work harder than the next guy and be passionate and tell the truth and be transparent. That's what was driven into me. So the Stan the Annuity Man character, and the reason that people in the industry a lot of people dislike what I do, is because I'm just a straight shooter. We're talking about contractual guarantees. When I came from my last stop with the Wirehouses was that Union Bank of Switzerland, great firm, but it just wasn't for me. And I said, 11 of my partners are still there, by the way. They're still working at these large firms. But I just didn't want to do that anymore. And when I landed on the annuity side, long story how we got there, but when I decided to become Stan the Annuity Man and I started looking at how things were sold, it was appalling. What I wanted to do was be the anti-venom to that and be the contrarian factual person to that. Now, I thought when I started doing this a decade ago that there would be a lot of people following my message and talking about contractual guarantees and talking about how to properly use annuities as transfer risk products and making sure that the allocation and proportion was in place, and making sure also in the annuity industry they really don't like you to go north of 50% of your investable assets in annuities. That all kind of made sense to me, but what I found is that message wasn't being told. Now, I do not blame the carriers, and we represent all carriers. I look at annuities as commodity products, and there's not one that's better than the other. Quotes change like a gallon of milk every 7 to 10 days. We have to quote all carriers. If you go to theannuityman.com, you can run your own quotes without having to talk to me 24/7, 365. But when you want to dig in and get serious about the possibility of purchasing an annuity, then you're going to talk to me. One of the reasons I think this topic is so good, because I get a lot of these emails, obviously from advisors and agents that don't like my message because it kind of blows up their pie-in-the-sky sales pitch. And also there's some clients that don't like when I tell them the truth about what they either own or bought or being pitched. I got a call the other day and a guy says, I'm being pitched this product, and this is what the agent said it's going to do. And I just went line by line by line and factually told him what that meant and the truth. And he was mad because he didn't want it to be that. He wanted it to be the sales pitch. So a lot of people get mad because I'm brutally factual. That's the reason you need to talk to me, is because I'm not going to sales pitch you. I'm not going to high pressure you. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to call you randomly. It's one of those things where I want you to have enough information, whether it's through my podcast, Fun with Annuities, this YouTube channel, which, we're doing hundreds and hundreds of these videos. The books that I've written 7 books on annuities, which I'll ship 6 of them to you for free and under no obligation if you go to my site at theannuityman.com. And then I've been published by just pretty much every major publication on the planet, hundreds and hundreds of articles. Why did I do all of that? It's not some ego thing, because it's not. It's to educate the public on annuities, because I didn't think that, and I still don't think the annuity industry is doing a good job. I'll give you an example of that. I was on a podcast the other day, and someone talked about annuities. Well, what's so special about annuities? And the first thing is that's a bad question, because there's many types of annuities. But my answer was one that should be known. It's the fact that annuities, single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts, income riders, the lifetime income annuity types, it's the only category that can provide a lifetime income stream regardless of how long you live. Started in the Roman times as a dutiful for the payment, a lifetime income stream payment for the dutiful Roman soldiers and their families. That's where immediate annuities came from. In Latin, I didn't take Latin. I think the word's annual. It means either annual payment or lifetime payment or payment. That's where the word annuity comes from. And that's the unique benefit proposition of annuity. So I told the person, it's amazing to me that, with 10,000 baby boomers hitting the retirement age of 65 every single day, some of them are retired, some of them are not retired, some of them are thinking about retirement, it should be an automatic that some annuity types provide a lifetime income stream. And why should it? Because you already own Social Security. That's the best inflation annuity on the planet. So, you can't hate annuities and continue to get your Social Security payments. That's called being an annuity hypocrite. But that's the reason people hate Stan the Annuity Man, is I'm pointing out the obvious. Sometimes when people point out the obvious, it's abrasive. It's not what people want to hear. Truth hurts sometimes. And annuity truth hurts a lot, especially when you're filtering in all of the messages that are coming out at you from the Bad Chicken Dinner seminars, or the ads on the Saturday morning radio shows, or the Saturday morning radio shows about one-size-fits-all type annuities. There's a lot coming at you, and then all of a sudden, here's Stan the Annuity Man, the walking middle finger of annuity truth. And I say that in jest, but I do like, someone called me that a long time ago, and I just hung on to it, because I'm going to be brutal. And I think another reason that people are a little put off by me is I always say, I'm never going to be your friend, but I'm going to be the best advisor you've ever had in your life. I'm going to be the gold standard of which you measure advisors against. Why? Because I'm not going to talk about all the nonsense stuff. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about what you're trying to solve for. I'm going to talk about contractual guarantees, and I'm going to talk about how we can transfer risk to help you and your family, and how annuities might benefit you and benefit your portfolio, or be a good addition to your portfolio if it's properly allocated and in proportion. So I'm okay with agents and advisors hating me. I'm okay with the annuity industry hating me, because I do have a different style. It's in your face. It's my competitive nature. I had to do that to survive in the Division I world of college basketball, to be competitive. So, and in the tennis world, to be competitive when I did that. So there's a competition, but the competition with me is not toward other agents and advisors. The competition with me is the message. The competition with me is to make sure that people have all the information factually, so they can make an informed decision on their terms and on their time frame. I always say there's never an urgency to buy an annuity of any type, regardless of what anyone tells you. The urgency is for you to fully understand what you're buying, period. That's it. So, I'm okay with the hate. I'm okay with the emails coming in from the advisors and the agents. I'm okay from the occasional calls I get from the carriers, like, hey, calm it down a little bit. You're hammering. I love all carriers. I never mention a carrier. We represent them all. I have nothing against them at all. But what I do have a problem with is people falling for the too good to be true sales pitch. If you said, Stan, why do people hate you so much in the industry, agents and advisors? And I'm not sure they all, there's a huge swath of them. I just know that when I do go and speak in front of some agents and advisors, the reception that I get when they introduce me to speak isn't always glowing. And I'm okay with that because, hey, I'm just telling the truth about these products. They are what they are. And I'm hoping that advisors and agents will listen to me more and listen to the message. But primarily, the reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm Stan the Annuity Man, the reason I take a lot of heat is because I want you, the consumer, the person right out there that's looking at me right now and watch this going, I don't know if this guy's bipolar, yelling, and sometimes he's not yelling. No, I'm just intense. And I want it to be factual. And I get mad when I hear sales pitches and people make decisions on their money. Because, hey, at the end of the day, it's your retirement money. And, I'm not a golfer, but in golfer, they call mulligans the do-overs. Like you're on the tee and you hit the ball and it goes in the water and you say, I'm going to take a mulligan on that. I'm going to put one on the tee and I'm going to hit the ball again. There's really no mulligans in retirement and making decisions on your retirement money. That's really what I'm hoping to provide to you, is so that you don't wish you had a mulligan, because you can't get a mulligan when you want to change your mind on retirement. You've got to make a decision. It's got to be informed and it's got to be factual. What I don't want you to do is buy something that you think was what it was, the sales pitch, and then you find out the contractual realities of the pitch. I always say, you own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do, the contractual guarantees. I don't want you to buy the sales pitch dream and you own the contractual realities. I don't want that. And I get those calls all the time. I had a guy call me the other day and he said, I bought this product and the guy told me it's going to do this, this, and this, and I've owned it 3 years and it hasn't done anything that he said. And I got a 10-year surrender charge, meaning he couldn't really get out of it. He's got to kind of ride out that policy and make lemonade with it. I do not want that to happen to you. So, bottom line, this is a weird topic, but I had a lot of people say, why do people hate you? And we said, well, let's just do it. Let's just cover it. First of all, I'm a real dude. I'm a family man. I've been married for over 30 years. Put myself through college playing basketball. I'm competitive when it comes to the message of annuities. But what I do encourage you to do is go to my site, theannuityman.com, get my book, schedule a call, run quotes on the calculators, and consider me as your annuity expert. Hey, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.